Okay, maybe the Nintendo alarm clock isn't the worst thing to happen in 2024, but I mean, really? Did anybody seriously say, hey, you know what I could use more than anything right now? Waking up to video game sounds while I dread going to work for another day of torture and zero fun. Oh wait, that's just me. No one asked you, subtitles. 2024 has certainly been an interesting year for the world of gaming. We've had some major high points along with incredible disappointments. And while I want to review some of these moments with you all, what I really hope you take away from this video is for some light at the end of the tunnel type feeling as we head towards the new year. Oh baby, I'll get to you soon enough. To quickly remind everyone, we have to rewind a little bit further to 2023, where the titles that launched last year were massive. Baldur's Gate 3, Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy 16, and many, many more. 2023 set a pretty hefty bar of star-studded game releases that 2024 was most likely going to struggle living up to. Now, 2024 started off with a bang, and not the good kind, I might add. Looking at the month of January alone, almost every major gaming event involved layoffs. This trend continued into February and March, as well as many other trailing months of the year, including some months as of right now. Now, I will be the first to admit, I truly do not know if these layoffs were necessary or justified, but what I do know is removing core people or talent from studios that built up their reputation through past success, it's normally not a recipe for future wins. Again, these are my opinions, and I do hope that all of those affected by the layoffs are doing okay at this time. Moving on to some game releases that were underwhelming to say the least. We start with Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. I did not partake in this particular DC adventure, and from the sounds of it, that's not such a bad thing. This game was troubled from the early stages, and coming from the studio that gave us the revolutionary Batman Arkham games, it makes this title all the more disappointing. However, if we really want to talk about disappointing, look no further than Conquered. I don't think I recall ever seeing a game yanked off the shelf faster than this one. Conquered was possibly the biggest screw-up Sony has ever made. I mean, come on. If Sony wanted to waste $400 million on a game that would shut down within 2 weeks of launch, I would happily waste that $400 million for them. Alright. This video is supposed to be about bringing positivity back into gaming, not dragging us all through the mud of negativity and disappointments of this year.
There's no escape. The only hope is the sweet relief of death.
Let's change directions and look at some of the joy 2024 has brought to us and how we can expect things to become brighter for 2025. Remember this game? Chances are you're like me where you've played it for a little bit, got frustrated, and walked away from it with every intention to never play again. Unless you're a 13-year-old video game prodigy who appears to be the first person ever to beat Tetris. Yes, apparently this achievement was done late in December 2023, but the recording of said achievement was uploaded to YouTube in January of 2024, so...
Judge's ruling. Yeah.
I'm letting it settle on in for this year. Seriously though, how cool is that? Tetris has finally been vanquished. Speaking of vanquished, anybody else in here kill the hell out of some Interstellar bugs in Helldivers 2? If you told me that you had a live service game doing its best Starship Troopers impersonation and succeeding on your bingo card for 2024, I would have told you to kick rocks. For real though, Helldivers 2 was a great time and a surprise hit to start off the year. Other major games that made this year a memorable one include Astrobot, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Black Myth Wukong, and many more. Now, at the time of this recording, the game of the year has not been chosen yet, but the Hornet's Nest was kicked with the inclusion of Shadow of the Erdtree in said category. And I'm not here to debate DLC winning game of the year, but I am here to celebrate good stuff in gaming, so rock on Elden Ring. My game of the year is obviously Sonic X Shadow Generations. Duh.
I am shocked! Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
So it could be Tetris, and there were a handful of decent games released in 2024. Why the hell should I be excited for gaming in 2025 or beyond? Honestly, that's for you to decide. But for me, I'm choosing to view things with a brighter outlook. A huge lesson that I think a lot of us can try to remember is that failures are really just learning opportunities, and from the perspective of video games, we've seen a buttload of recent failures. I'm hopeful this is a lesson studios and gaming executives recall for the future. Take these lessons and work with or for your audience, not for whatever makes you the quickest buck. Or at the very least, give us an Astrobot for every Conquered. Right, Sony?
Oh, snap.
Video games still have an uphill battle to climb when it comes to battling corporate greed and bad products, but at the end of the day, I think the majority of us need to go back to our roots in gaming and remember we all game for the joy and excitement of it. If you play a game that you aren't enjoying, stop playing it. If you disagree with the latest review on a game that you love, ignore it. You have the power to influence your own feelings when it comes to gaming, and I hope I've been able to remind you of that. Thanks for watching, and let's hope 2025 is as awesome as I'm predicting.